Private versus Public Digital Self by Group 3. Members: Mel Jefferson Jalop, Jude Talandron, Jessimiles Oraño, Dizo, Arnaiz, Judiel Cabarrubias, Steward Cantonao, and Franz Rodriguez.
Good day everyone, and good day to you sir. I am Judiel Cabarrubias, and we are the Group 3. We are here to present our topic, which is titled Private versus Public Digital Self. In order for us to understand this topic, we must set these objectives in our minds. And at the end of the lesson, you will be able to understand and learn about digital self. Differentiate between private and public digital self. What is digital self? The term digital self refers to anything that describes an individual's character and appearance in all of the digital spaces in which he or she is represented. Social media is the most popular technology platform on which we participate, and it is here that we discover our digital selves. When we talk about the digital self, we're referring to the self as it exists in digital environments or digital spaces. Your digital self is an overview in the sense that it exists across all media, websites, online sites, and services that you utilize. These components come together to make a complete image of what it means to be you, or a part of you. You have an online presence that can be tracked or traced back to you in the real world once you go online as your real self, using your own name, age, address, and etc. So this is where the next reporter comes in to help us better understand what digital self is all about.
Good day, cadets. My name is Mel Jefferson Jalop, and today I'm going to define the public and private digital selves. Your public self is the action that you choose to show the world. Your public self is reflected in how you want people to see you and how you operate online. For example, the most common application which we Filipinos use is the Facebook app. Why did I come up with the Facebook app? Because when you say Facebook, there are thousands of FB friends of yours that can see the things you post, share, and bios that can easily describe as your personal information. Because as we all know, that Facebook is a public application. So for the private digital self, your true self is your hidden self. It's your own identity that you keep hidden from the rest of the world. So for the example is also from the FB app. Have you ever noticed when you are posting something in the FB some settings or options are given? So for you to post something in private, you will click the only me icon. But always remember that the internet never forgets everything or anything that is posted to. This wealth of data is having a profound effect on how human collective memory, that is to say, the shared pool of information that society can tap into.
The popularity of social networking site. Individual managing his or her Facebook. Many space account can choose what to share and not what to share. One gets the impression the mini millennials are comfortable with widely broadcasting their interests and experience. There is, it seems, an open invitation for the public to view oneself. This phenomenon is also manifest in the manner that many people use cell phones. The private and public discussion is become blurred. There are 2.3 billion users Facebook in the most popular social media platform today, YouTube, Instagram, and WeChat follow. With more than a billion users, Tumblr and TikTok come next with over half a billion users. Networking is a very popular. More than half of the world now uses social media. 4.66 billion people around the world now use the internet. Of those users, 316 million new users have come online with the last 12 months. 5.22 billion unique mobile users.
Good day everyone, my name is Jude Talandron and I'm here to report about the factors affecting private versus public digital self. So the fear of missing out. People tend to the conversion of private diaries into public revelations of inner selves. Just like the application Twitter, like someone posts about a confidential story to make it interesting, so people will react about it and will be interested about it. The lack of privacy in many aspects of social media makes the users more vulnerable. Vulnerable meaning open to emotional attacks, leading to compulsive checking of news feeds. So people will tend to check their news feeds every once in a while kay kanang ganahan sila ma-update yun. Unsa kay nahitabo atong post? La unsa nasad ka ang mga update karon? Unsay ganap karon? And continually adding tweets and postings in order to appear active and interesting. In the social media life, especially millennials, we'd like to share posts to keep ourselves active. So, mo na ang way of communication karon sa millennials, especially na pandemic karon na lisod igawas-gawas. So, to continue, people would like to remain updated and they keep on sharing themselves online because it adds a sense of confidence at their end, especially if others like and share their posts. So, for example, me, to be honest, I check my phone every once in a while to check for updates, notifications, and millennials like us would like to share memes. And after sharing those memes, if someone reacts haha about it, with our confidence boosts up, and even if they share it, you will be happy about it. So that's fear of missing out. We'd like to keep updated, but we are also vulnerable into emotional attacks due to the publicity of the social media. So that would be all for the fear of missing out factor.
Online disinhibition. Effect is the lack of restraint one feels when communicating online in comparison to communicating in persons. People feel safer saying things online which they would not say in real life because they have the ability to remain completely anonymous and invisible behind a computer scene. The online disinhibition effect is a term used to describe the lowering of psychological restraint which often serve to regulate behaviors in the online social environment. That's all.
So there are two types of online disinhibition. So the first is benign disinhibition, described as a situation in which people get some benefits from absence of restraint in outer space. Restraint means there is a control of expressions of one emotions. One example of benign online disinhibition can be seen in self-disclosure. Disclosure is a process of communication by which one person reveals their information to other. With the help of internet, people could share their feelings or disclose themselves in the way they are reluctant to do in real life. For instance, young people feel revealed in revealing untold secrets or personally embarrassing details in online chat. Self-disclosure enables people to establish an intimate interpersonal relationship sooner and stronger when compared with real-life face-to-face communication. The online disinhibition effect also provides chances to express themselves for people who are unwilling to communicate the real world, like people who are introvert, shy, social phobic, and individuals with a stuttered or impaired hearing. Thank you.
Good day, sir. So let's proceed to the toxic disinhibition. So before that, please define first each term. So first we have toxic. So toxic is anyone whose behavior adds negativity and upset to your life. So it is a behavior which can make you angry, or it is a bad manner. Then next, disinhibition. Disinhibition is saying or doing something on a whim without thinking of advance what could be the unwanted or even dangerous result. So it means that you're doing which is you are not thinking what would be the result or what would be the outcome of what you are doing, whether it is bad or good. So let's proceed to the toxic disinhibition. So toxic disinhibition is a sort of online disinhibition that involves an increased proclivity for online flaming and inappropriate behavior. For the example of these are threatening or bad language such as mocking or saying bad words, then swearing and threats.
The different and similarities of public and private digital self. Private digital self, personal, individual identity, unique from others. Information you posted online, where only yourself know the fact. Similarities, information of oneself, information posted online. Public digital self, social identity, identified by the group membership, how you show yourself online, how you want to be identified by individuals. Digital self means our personal or individual identity. Personal identity is the level of self which differentiates the individual as unique from others. So, private digital self is either our characteristics or personality where our self only knows. It is the action that you show online but different from your exact self. And it can also be the information you posted online where only yourself know the fact. For example, you posted your birthday on Facebook but it is not your exact birthday. That is considered as private digital self because it is your personal identity that you hide from everyone. Public digital self means social identity. Social identity is the level of self whereby the individual is identified by his or her group memberships. The personality will be defined to the people who surrounds him or her. Public digital self can also be the action that you want to show online because it is how you want to be identified or be labeled by individuals. For example, you expose to the social media. What do you do for a living? How wealthy you are? So by posting those stuff on social media, individuals who see your post will identify you as rich person, and that is considered as your public digital self. Similarities of private digital self and public digital self is the information of oneself and the information you posted online about yourself.